Well, it's good all day, fam. All right, so we back again for another segment of all day, and we're gonna get straight to it. All right, so I just want to start it off by just saying this because me and my brother, we had a little debate last night about Sam Dizzy because now you all know how I feel about Sam Darnold, how I feel about my USC quarterbacks, and I've been talking for the longest for years since Sam Darnold been in the league before he actually got into the NFL at his USC days how great of a quarterback he was going to be. And I was looking wrong for a little bit. And then, I started looking back right. Actually, I thought he actually had some pretty good games when he was playing for the Panthers. Yeah, if I can remember, he actually was showing some good signs of competence when he was with the Panthers because I can't remember, but he actually was doing all right. He was failing a lot. I mean, he was looking bad, but he did show some good signs when he was with Carolina, and I think that's where it kind of started. And I feel like he showed some good signs when he was with the Jets too. It just kind of like how you look at it with a different perspective. It was like, was it the Jets or was it Sam Darnold? And I believe it was more of the Jets than Sam Darnold. The Jets are just a terrible franchise. The only quarterback that played well for the Jets you could think of, Joe Namath and I guess Mark Sanchez a little bit. Other than that, I can't think of another quarterback that played well for the New York Jets. So, I mean, Sam Darnold had a lot of adversity to get through when he was in the NFL, and he played on a lot of bad teams. You saw when he went to the 49ers, he didn't do anything, but he got some good coaching. I believe he did get some good coaching. He got some good experience when he was with the 49ers, and then he went for the 49ers. I think he went from 49ers San Francisco to the Vikings, and then now Seattle. Let me see what Sam Darnold's career was because I want to get this correct. So, according to this article, Sam Darnold from Jets bust to 49ers back up to Seahawks stardom. So, Sam Darnold's career has taken several turns since the New York Jets drafted him third overall in 2018. At one point, Darnold was a highly touted draft prospect out of USC, but he wasn't ready for the NFL when he started for the Jets as a 21-year-old rookie. Since then, Darnold has traveled the league looking for a home and now seems to have found one with the Seattle Seahawks. As Darnold makes a run for a Super Bowl, his path to success has been very different from most of his peers. Here's a breakdown of Darnold's career timeline. Sam Darnold's team's timeline. So he played for the New York Jets from 2018 to 2020. The Jets drafted Sam Darnold number 3 overall in the 2018 draft, expecting the USC prospect to become the team's franchise quarterback. While Darnold showed flashes of potential in New York, that's what I'm saying, he never developed as the team had hoped. He struggled to find his footing, turning the ball over too often and failing to overcome a weak supporting cast. Oh my God, this stupid ass. A weak supporting cast. While other quarterbacks from his draft class thrived, Darnold couldn't rise above his circumstances. Over 3 seasons, Darnold's Jets went 13-35, including a dismal 2-14 campaign in 2020 that led to the firing of head coach Adam Gase with the number 2 pick in hand. So speaking of Adam Gase, I don't understand why the Chargers drafted him. Chargers drafted him. The Chargers signed him. Chargers signed him to a contract today, and we'll get to that. But Yeah, and that was the last time Adam Gase had a job was when he was with the Jets and he got fired. Maybe Jim Harbaugh saw something in Adam Gase that we haven't seen, but we'll we'll take a look at that. With the number 2 pick in hand and a new coaching staff, the Jets decided to start fresh at quarterback, drafting Zach Wilson and trading Darnold to the Carolina Panthers, and that didn't work out either. And then so Sam Darnold's career with the Carolina Panthers, his time with the Panthers. Darnold's first start with the Panthers didn't go as planned. He battled injuries and threw more interceptions than touchdowns in the 2021 season, then played in just 6 games the following year, ending his Carolina tenure in disappointing fashion. In 18 games at Carolina, Darnold won 8, but threw only 16 touchdowns while also tossing 16 interceptions. When he became a free agent after the season, his stock was arguably at its lowest, and he faced the challenge of rehabilitating his reputation. So this is the thing. People are saying like, "Oh, Darnold was trash, and he didn't play good." But dude, he played for two of the one of the worst franchises you can play for, and he didn't have coaching. So he didn't have good coaching. He didn't start having good coaching until he went to San Fran, to Minnesota, and then he did his thing in Seattle. He had two of the best coaches, arguably some of the best coaches that that can coach a quarterback. So you gotta take that in consideration. So was it that Sam Darnold was a bust, or was it that he was just suffering? He was so young, he didn't know how to he couldn't he didn't know what to do, and he didn't have like a mentor, good coaching throughout his career. So in Sam Darnold's time with the Carolina Panthers from 2021 to 2022, Darnold's fresh start with the Panthers didn't go as planned. He battled injuries and threw more I already read all that. In 18 games of Carolina, Darnold won eight by I've read that too. And then so San Francisco in 2023. He was with San Francisco for 1 year. Darnold signed a free agent deal with the San Francisco 49ers in 2023, choosing to serve as a backup to Brock Purdy for the season. He threw just 46 passes that year and spent most of the season learning from Kyle Shanahan and observing behind Purdy, giving him a brief respite from the chaotic start to his career. Darnold appeared in 10 games for San Francisco, but started on a Week 18 loss to the Los Angeles Rams, where the 49ers had their playoff spot locked up. He remained on the roster as the team made a run to the Super Bowl, but did not play the snap in the playoffs. So that's something to look into, because Sam Darnold actually had experience in the Super Bowl. He didn't play for the Super Bowl, but he got some experience of how to prepare for the Super Bowl. That could be a big part of how his performance was yesterday. And then it's Sam Darnold's time with the Minnesota Vikings. He got some good coaching. He got good coaching from Kyle Shanahan, and then he got good coaching from the Vikings head coach. Once again, a free agent, Darnold landed a 1-year contract with the Minnesota Vikings to serve as the team's starting quarterback. Darnold proceeded to have the best season of his career, throwing a career high 35 touchdowns, 4,319 passing yards, while leading the Vikings to 14 wins on a wild card berth. Unfortunately, Darnold's final 2 games soured an incredible season. The quarterback struggled in Week 18 against the Detroit Lions with the division on the line, and then had more issues in the playoffs against the Los Angeles Rams with J.J. McCarthy recovering from a knee injury. The Vikings chose not to bring Darnold back, which was the worst decision, probably one of the worst decisions this franchise could have made. And then obviously Sam Darnold's time with the Seattle Seahawks. Darnold's 2024 season earned him a 3-year, $100 million contract to replace Geno Smith as the Seahawks quarterback. While Darnold's 2025 numbers weren't as gaudy as his numbers from 2024, he still led the team to 14 wins while making his second straight Pro Bowl appearance. Made his second straight Pro Bowl appearance. He got a 3-year, $100 million contract, and he got a Super Bowl ring with the Seattle Seahawks. And this is the result of Sam Darnold just having good coaching. He's playing. I mean, he's showing that he can win games. He's showing that he's a winning quarterback. Sam Darnold's career stats. So in 2018 with the Jets, he had 13 games, 4-9 record, 57.7 completion percentage, 2,865 passing yards. And in 2019, he had 3,000 yards. I mean, he's kind of went up a little bit in 2019. Then they were 7-6. And then in 2020, terrible. His production went way down. And then with the Panthers, 4-7, 12 games, 2,500 yards. Another year with the Panthers, 1,100 yards. Just terrible. He started 6 games, record 4-2. And then those are the injuries that he faced. And then with the 49ers, he didn't really play. And then the Vikings, this is when he just started going off. And then he had 35 passing touchdowns with the Vikings, 25 with the Seahawks. And then both 4,000 yards passing in both seasons. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Sam Darnold's going to look like this year. Yeah, I mean, next season. And so me and my brother had a little bit of debate. We had a little talk about, if you all watched the video from last night when I was live on my phone, my brother was making a point about Sam Darnold being the best quarterback in the league right now, or being a top 5 quarterback right now. And I was listening to the arena, the Underdog Arena, and I was listening to Akeem's Select take was kind of making me think about what my brother was saying. My brother was like, look what Sam Darnold did last year. The Vikings was trash when he went to the Vikings. He played very well with the Vikings, took him to the playoffs. He did get booted out. And then look what he did with the Seattle Seahawks. They didn't make it to the playoffs. Sam Darnold goes to Seattle Seahawks. He doesn't bring to the playoffs. They win a Super Bowl. And my brother was trying to make the point that he's a top 5 quarterback because of what he's doing. And I was going back and forth with him about that, even given the fact of how big of a fan of a Sam Darnold I am, and how I've been praising Sam Darnold all along anyway, and how I've pretty much been predicting them to go and win the Super Bowl. But I was just saying to myself, I was just making the case. I was like, I don't know about him being a top 5 quarterback, but towards the end of the debate, I started kind of agreeing with my brother, because I'm like, you actually make a very good point. And just to piggyback on that, I think it's who else could we listen to other than what Aqib Talib has to say about it? Because Aqib Talib he doesn't say specifically directly what my brother is saying or what I'm agreeing on, but his take right here kind of lures towards that, kind of aligned with that idea. Because my brother was saying right now, he's a top 5 quarterback right now. And in Sam Darnold's class, pretty much all those quarterbacks that were drafted in Sam Darnold's class, they're in everybody's top 5 pretty much. Let's see what this video has. Let's see what
Colton Williams was free as a rusher. There were multiple times where the edge was free as rushers, and he was avoiding those guys, making plays, either throwing it away and finding a check down. He was avoiding those negative plays, which is important for an offense. And then he made some crucial throws throughout this game. That throw to Kupp early on in the opening drive, was it a catch, was it not? Still gave the guy an opportunity. Hit Shaheed on that end cut. Then right after that, had the slant flat to JSN. Great read, plant your back foot. Hit him on the upfield shoulder, get an explosive play. We go down and get 3 points. And then he hit Cooper Kupp on that out route on 3rd and 9. But the most impressive play to me was after that when he threw the touchdown to A.J. Barner. And in my opinion, you got to give a lot of credit to Kubiak for dialing this up. But also you got to make the throw. They come out and they start in a 1-by-3 formation. Then they shift Shaheed back over to the left. They get to a 2-by-2 with both tight ends off the ball so that they can move those guys in motion. Well, Sam Darnold recognizes that they're playing press man outside. I have corners locked on, eyes on. I know I got man-to-man. Initially, Robert Spillane is man-to-man on Barner. As they send him in motion, you can see him point to Gibbons, who's 51, the other linebacker, saying, you got him. But then they snap it on the fly, and what do? They show him outside zone. We've been running outside zone play after play. JSN's out. He's not on the field. Everything's telling me run. The linebackers fly downhill. They let Barner exit through the C gap, leave him wide open, runs a corner. Cooper Kupp does a great job, too, of running the post, clearing out that cornerback, and then Sam has pressure in his face and throws a dime. So that was a big-time play. Only touchdown of the game, but you've got to make those throws because you don't know when you're going to get them. So I have to give him credit for that. And then the main reason I gave him an A, protected the football, right? He's no longer same Sam anymore, Skip. He's different Darnold. That's his new name now.
Different Darnold.
Or you can call him same Darnold. That's the same guy that protected the football throughout the playoffs. That's the same guy that's won 30-plus games in the last 2 years. And that's the same guy that now has a Super Bowl ring and very deservedly so went out with the Lombardi Trophy.
No. I give him a B. I don't think it was an A performance. It was nothing real flashy, but he played winning football. The most important thing that he did was protect the ball. When your defense playing that good and you're running the ball that good, sometimes you don't got to be flashy. You just got to protect the ball, throw that one touchdown, and win the game. So you talked about him missing passes. I thought he hit passes on early downs, first down passes. Like you run the ball so good, the defense start loading up, run blitz, and we trying to stop the run, and then you got to keep us off balance on defense. First down play action passes, they threw 12 of them. He completed 7 of them. Like that's crucial just to keep a defense like, all right, now we can't just say it's first down is run every time. I think that's how they ran the ball so successful. They just had them completely off balance, man. So he did a great job being accurate. Some of them was play actions, guy in his face. He hit Barner on a couple of them. He hit Cooper Kupp on a couple of them. So them was great passes to me. One time he was rolling to the left, flipped his body around, boot, hit Cooper Kupp.
On the over?
I'm telling you, man. So
hard throws,
it was hard throws, crucial first down throws that keep drives alive and not let the defense really get set on what you're doing on first down. And then you talked about it, but I thought he did a great job using his legs to evade them sacks, man. It was the Patriots could have easily had 4 or 5 sacks.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying? They had guy breakthrough, Milton win his one-on-one, breakthrough, he hit him with that shit. Get off me. Another DB come through, get off me. So them could have been 4 sacks shit. Maybe he fumbled one. Maybe one of them could have changed the game. So maybe that put you in 3rd and long, or it was second down pressure. He did a great job avoiding them, not really running, just avoiding them throwing check downs or getting the ball, throwing the ball away, period. You know what I'm saying? So that was crucial to me. So, man, that's called winning football, in my opinion. And shit, I give him a B for the Super Bowl, and I also give him the jacket as the man in his class right now. Simple as that. If you the one who got the chip, you got the wins in the last 2 years, I don't give a fuck how I started.
On 2 different teams.
On 2 different teams. I don't give a fuck how I started. At this moment right now, Sam Darnold, the man of his class. I'm crowning him. He the man.
You get a jacket for that?
Yeah, you wear the jacket. Somebody got to wear the jacket.
Coming like a Letterman, not the
So before the season, who wore the jacket as the man in his class? Probably Josh Allen, right? I mean, you look at last year, a couple years ago, maybe Lamar wore it. Today, come on, man. Come with the jacket, man. Sam Darnold put that jacket on. I'm the man of this class, baby. I got the chip.
Let's go.
I got the chip appearance. Y'all don't got a chip appearance. Y'all don't got the chip. Who cares about an MVP? Hey, man.
Are you saying Sam Darnold is better than Josh Allen?
Hey, he is the man of his class right now. I'm saying,
when it's all said and done, if you look back, look, what you say? He got the chip. Who the best in his class?
I got the chip. Sit at that table with them boys now and talk a little shit to him.
Talk all the shit.
Drop that hand on there. Hey, pass me the bread. Lamar, pass me the bread. I said, give me the water. I'm telling you, he gonna show that ring and drop that bitch on the table. So, he the man of that class right now.
But when he sits at the table with the dark side defenders, they're saying, pass me. You pass me that.
Your team is your team, right? So Peyton chip don't count because he had this defense. Or
it was pretty soft. It was
like, come on, man.
Look, every winning quarterback got a defense.
Exactly. Everybody got a defense.
Top defense.
Everybody got something. Tom had a defense for his first 3.
First man,
for all of them.
You forgot about them boys in the
Broncos. The Bucks had a good defense with Tom, right? So
and we can't discredit.
Wait a second. Tom had a good defense for his first one.
Look,
against Carolina, it was a shootout. It was high score.
What's the scoring, Skip?
32 to 29.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't that the score? I think I got that off the top of my head.
So the defense wasn't good though. They was playing a good team. They defense wasn't good.
Remember
it wasn't no turnovers in the game.
Wait a second. Belichick's defense gave up 41 to Nick Foles in a Super Bowl.
And they lost that. We're not talking about the loss.
I'm just saying Brady threw for 505.
What did he do against the Falcons? What does defense do against the Falcons though?
Well, it took a while.
I thought that was interesting what they were talking about. What Akeem's take. I think that kind of is in alignment with my brother. My brother was discussing last night. He talked about how Darnold gets the jacket for his draft class right now, and who was like all the quarterbacks in his draft class. Let me see. Josh Allen. So Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, and Lamar Jackson. Definitely. So we're not even sure if Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen will ever make it to the Super Bowl. I know doggone well Baker Mayfield will never make it. So the thing about it is that the league is getting better, and there's more quarterbacks getting into the league, and there's better quarterbacks getting into the league, and the narrative is always going to be revolved around as long as Josh Allen make it, can Lamar Jackson make it? Joe Burrow has already made it, but we don't know if Joe Burrow will be back. Joe Burrow can never go to the Super Bowl ever again. Dan Marino's been once his entire career, and that was early in his career. We don't know if Drake May will ever make it back to the playoffs, Super Bowl. But the way Sam Darnold is showing, he can. I have a feeling Sam Darnold can make another run. I have a feeling Sam Darnold could probably get another ring. I really do believe that, and that's just going to solidify his legacy even more than they're pushing everywhere, never even more. Because it's going to be like this guy can win games. Because we're missing the point of Sam Darnold was a monster coming out of college, hands down the best quarterback coming out of college into the draft, hands down. What he did at USC, what he did at the Rose Bowl, he was phenomenal. He was a monster, and so with Sam Darnold's talent, and then with the coaching that he got with Kyle Shanahan, and I can't remember the coach's name from the Vikings. I hate that. I can't remember his freaking name, but that type of coaching that he's gotten, he's still young, and so he's still learning. I mean, he's always going to be learning, but he's still developing as a player. He didn't play lights out in the Super Bowl, but he didn't play bad either. And he played all right in the playoffs. He played really great early this year, and then he kind of fell off, and then he started picking back up in the playoffs where he needed to. I won't be surprised if Sam Darnold makes another run. I definitely won't. And I couldn't be more happier by seeing two USC great quarterbacks actually playing very well in the league now with Caleb Williams and Sam Darnold. So that's all I gotta say about that. I'm happy for Sam. I'm very, very looking forward to see how this next NFL season is going to break down. It's NFL, the storylines, the players for us to look into, to see who can make it, who can't. You know, what can Lamar Jackson finally get over the hump? Can Josh Allen finally get over the hump? Can Justin Herbert finally get over the hump? Can Joe Burrow get back into where he was? The storylines is just phenomenal because it's also the league getting even more competitive and teams getting better and other coaches getting shots and coach teams in. It's the whole scenario situation. Can Shedeur Sanders can make some noise? What about Cam Ward now with Robert Saleh? And can Brock Purdy get a ring? Can the Chiefs, can they make another run? Can Patrick Mahomes get a fourth ring? It's just so many storylines, so many ifs, ands, and buts, about it. Can Jalen Hurts get another ring? Can Jalen Hurts get ring number 2, make it to his 3rd Super Bowl? And then just the narratives and the takes, the content that it just gives us, the stories, all the storylines just goes in with these games, in these situations of football. And then it just gives people like me, the media, things to talk about, the narratives to control, to come up with. That's what just makes this game so interesting and fun, is just the story, the storylines. It's an emotional game, and it's a lot of emotional investment that comes into it. So speaking of emotions, rest in peace to Tracy Scrugins. He had 60 and a half sacks in 10 seasons with the Lions. He dies at 56. It's very young. So it's sad what happened to him. Tracy Scrugins, who had 60 and a half sacks in 10 seasons as a playmaking defensive end for the Detroit Lions, has died. He was 56. Man, that's young. The Lions announced Scrugins. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Please forgive me if I'm not. I don't know if it's Scrugins or Scroggins. Maybe it's Scroggins. Death on Monday. A cause of death was not provided. Since sacks became an official stat in 1982, just Robert Porcher and Michael Coffer had more than Scroggins in franchise history. He had career highs in sacks, 9.5, in tackles, 45, forced 2 fumbles, and returned 1 for a touchdown in 1995. He had at least 6 sacks in 7 seasons. He played in 142 games, starting 89 in the regular season, and helped the Lions reach the playoffs 5 times after Detroit drafted him in the second round in 1992. Scroggins was from Chicota, Oklahoma, where he was, I hope I pronounced that right. I don't know if it's Chicota or Chicota, Oklahoma, where he was on the football field, basketball, and track teams in high school. He attended Coffeyville Community College in Kansas and went on to star at Tulsa. So, yeah, rest in peace to him. Unfortunate news. So we got also this. I thought this was pretty interesting. Tight end David Njoku. So he says that announces he's not resigning. Come on, man. Tight end David Njoku announces he's not resigning with Browns after 9 seasons. He says, "Time to find a new home." Was published today, like 2 hours ago. Tight end David Njoku is set to hit the open market and move on from the Cleveland Browns. Njoku, who's played the past 9 seasons for the Browns and is an impending free agent, announced Monday on Instagram that it was time for him to find a new home. Cleveland, first off, I love you, he wrote. These 9 years have been a beautiful journey. I am so grateful for all the memories we shared together. Thank you to the Haslams, Andrew Berry, and the whole Browns organization for everything. All my teammates I shared the battle with. I'm so grateful for you guys. The time for me to find a new home has come, and all I can think of is just the gratefulness in my heart. The city of Cleveland will forever be home. Hashtag Chief out. The Chargers should jump all over this. The Chargers will jump all over this. I don't see the Chargers passing up on David Njoku. It's already been, before I even finish off with this article, it's already been rumors when he was on the Browns. Could the Chargers make a trade for him? Now that he's pretty much saying he's not going to be returning back to the Browns, we should go ahead and jump on this. Like I said before, yes, there was a big name tight end that I have talked about that the Chargers could draft. I've heard this tight end was really good. These tight end, I forget where he's from, but let me hold on. You know what? Just let me look it up. Top tight ends in it. Top tight ends. Top tight end prospects. 2026 draft. Okay, that's yeah. I'm wondering where he's projected to go. He may not even be available. So tight end's name is let's switch sides real quick. And I'll come back to this David Njoku thing, but all these stories I'm tying all these stories in together. So the 2026 NFL drafting ranking tight ends. So we got Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon, the Ducks. Sadiq is an alluring combination of size and athleticism, even at a position with many of those types of prospects. He played both sides of the ball effectively, receiver and a defensive back in high school, and was also a multi-sport athlete. He plays and is deployed like a big receiver and one whom you won't want to be attached to the line of scrimmage. His movement skills give him a lot of alignment versatility. We just need to see Sadiq as a focal point tight end in 2025. So it's a focal point tight end 1 in 2025. How old is this article? It's talking about 2025. Came out in December. So, and I think I saw that he's 6'3", 245 pounds. He's big. It's a big tight end. He's about the same size as Aranda Gatson. But I hear this guy is really good. I would look at highlights, but YouTube is not gonna let me look at the highlights. So let's see where he's ranked. Let's see if he's where he's ranked to go in the first round. Fernando Mendoza, Oh, this is the rings. This is not a. But let's look at the rings of these players: Ruben Bain Jr., Arvil Reese, David Bailey, Caleb Downs, number 5 player, top 5 player. He's a safety, so he must be really good. Jeremiah Love, running back, Notre Dame. This guy out of Miami, this end out of Miami, is number 2 player in the draft. So he seems like a beast. Cardinal Tate, wide receiver out of Ohio State, number 7. Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State, number 8 player. Makai Lemon, I think he jumps. Wide receiver out of USC, number 9 player in the draft. Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU, number 10 player in the draft. Then another player out of Miami, Francis Muaga, tackle out of Miami. I think that's the first tackle. Yeah, that's the first tackle. Because we was talking about tackles before, tackle that can fall to the Chargers, but they got this guy out of Miami as a number 1, 6'3", 6'6", 315, number 11 player in the draft. Jermod McCoy, cornerback out of Tennessee, number 12. Peter Woods, number 13, ranked. Then Jordan Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona State. Cassius Howell. I mean, so this guy, he's not ranked. It doesn't look like he's ranked in the top 20, but he is number 1 tight end in the draft. So he could fall to the, there we go, right there. Kenyon Sadiq, number 24 player in the draft as a tight end, top 24. So not too bad. I mean, so he could go in the first round. Could, depending on, let's see. I'll finish up this article in a minute for David Njoku, but I'm just trying to put all this together to see if the Chargers should go after David Njoku and we can pass up on Sadiq, because anyway, I think we're actually projected to go after some other players, not even this tight end. But let's see. Let's look at a mock draft. All right. Let's look at a mock draft off NFL.com. 3-round 2026 NFL mock draft, Cardinals, Dolphins, Steelers select quarterbacks in round 3. So I'm not going to go on throw 3 rounds. I'm going to go the first round. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. So we got, so cool. Obviously, number 1, Mendoza is projected to go. And then, what is it? Mendoza will be the 3rd quarterback following Cam Newton and Joe Burrow to win the Heisman Trophy and college football national championship.
We got a guy that's certainly played in some massive games as well. Fernando Mendoza coming off of a Heisman Trophy.
I give Mendoza above average
first in Indiana history. He's actually a guy that got my Heisman vote and of course a national champion.
I didn't know that
he could be this year's number 1 overall pick, and he is with us right now. And I know there's a nice ring to all of this stuff, Fernando, when I say national championship, Heisman, and potentially number 1. You and I talked a couple of years ago. You were still rocking a Cal uniform. If I would have said to you, as you head to Berkeley, hey, you're going to end up in Indiana, hey, you're going to be a Heisman Trophy winner. You're going to be a national champion. Did you have the visions of this when you decided to move on and be a Hoosier?
Cornerback out of LSU, projected to go to the Giants.
If I'm being completely honest with you, I did not. However, I think it's about always not staying complacent and always being hungry. And I was always hungry for more. I never had the complete vision that I was going to be a national championship, a Heisman Trophy winner. But, God blessed me with fantastic teammates and fantastic coaches. And I can't be more blessed and more thankful.
Ohio State.
I think about your path, and look, especially in this day and age of college football, guys transfer, they move on, they have success at new places. But how do you think your journey has set you up for success in the NFL?
Caden Proctor out of Alabama.
I think my journey's had a lot of adversity. And I think in the NFL, you're going to have a lot of adversity, and there's going to be a lot of close games you're going to need to win, and especially at Cal. And even at Indiana, we had a lot of close games. And in the NFL, anybody could win. The margins are so small. So I believe having that playing experience, having won and lost so many close games at Cal, and having won so many close games from Indiana with that prior ACC experience, I believe has helped me to, if anything, when the moments are high, like the Miami game, to elevate my game and give my team the best chance to win.
Fernando, I know you spent so much time this football season worrying about college football and your team going and winning. And, we spent time here at NFL Network. We're tracking all the different storylines that are out there. And I couldn't help but notice at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, you got fans that are holding up, we want Fernando. Are you aware of some of the things that the fans of Vegas who hold the #1 overall pick, that Raiders team, how much that fan base actually wants that team to draft you?
By receiver out of Arizona State.
I actually did not know they're holding up signs at the games. Whatever team drafts me, I'll be more than honored and will give it my all and do everything in my possible control to help that team win. And however they need me to do it. So, I'm just really focused on that pre-draft process right now. And whatever team drafts me, it's going to be a blessing by God. I'm really thankful for it.
Yeah, what's this process like for you? Because I know we got the combine around the corner. We got pro days. We got the NFL draft, obviously. You've put on amazing tape. I mean, you had a Heisman Trophy winning season. How do you prepare for Sunday ball?
I'm saying projected to go to the Texans.
Yeah, I think Sunday ball takes a whole new skill set. You can be successful in college, but it's a whole new skill set in the NFL. The margins are tighter, and the players and the coaches are just simply the next level. And so for myself, I'm trying to take all my mistakes in this past year. I'm trying to do everything I can in this draft preparation. And I know the rookie season is going to provide some challenges and a lot of success. However, I know that with the learning mindset, I'm going to be able to try to adapt to the new NFL skill set as effectively as possible. It's going to be some challenges, but I'm looking forward towards the opportunity.
Well, you got an opportunity to make history, not only with what you were able to accomplish last year with the national championship and the Heisman Trophy, but if you do go #1 overall, you'll join Joe Burrow and Cam Newton, only players to do all of that in the same season. And those guys, and I can see your sort of reaction there. Yeah, that's some good company to go and keep. I can't help but notice.
That's an insane company. I would not put myself in the same league as those guys. But I'd be honored. I don't even think I'm in the same sentence as those guys, but that'd be great.
Not yet. Look, in terms of that triple crown here, you've already hit 2 of those strides. So you're knocking on the door right now for being the #1 overall pick. And according to all of our mock drafts on NFL.com, that's exactly where our experts have you. I can't help but notice the Planet Fitness on the shirt here. I know a lot of people come on. They have different partnerships. What are you doing? Because I know you probably are working out there.
So they're saying,
so especially the pre-draft process. As much as I love Indiana, Coach Signetti and team and they kicked me out of the facility. They're on to the new team. And I need someone to work out. And with Planet Fitness, having their membership for $15 a month, whether you're one of the offensive linemen and super jacked, or like myself, still need a lot of work to do. It's a very inclusive environment. And somewhere, whether I'm on Radio Row or pre-draft training, I can always get a workout in. And that's so important as I have a lot of work to do. And it's just so accessible and easy. And it's really an honor to be partnered with Planet Fitness today.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Great price point. And obviously the accessibility is great for anyone who's trying to get a little burn in and squeeze in some of those workouts. I know you got a ton more interviews at Radio Row. Enjoy this experience, man. I know it has been a remarkable journey to get here, and best of luck in the draft. Okay,
to make plays at all levels of the field, make him a great fit for the Broncos. He has experience in the slot
Not gonna lie, I lost you there with audio, but
it's okay, Fernando. I will say you rocked it, man.
I can't hear you, but I will say you look whatever you're saying. You look great saying it. You look great saying it right now. Your haircut looks sharp. Your teeth looks white. I need to get some tips on that. I mean, I'm over your skin's looking perfect. I'm over here. Looking like a radar right now. Pale, red. I mean, I'm all over the place. So, whoever's doing, shout out to you.
Free Lund mock draft. He's pretty much got the same players, but then let's see. He has Jordan Tyson going to the Chargers with the 22nd pick. Jordan Tyson, Arizona, wide receiver out of Arizona. The Chargers have some tough decisions to make in free agency, like what to do with offensive line and Zion Johnson and edge rusher Khalil Mack. If neither return, those will be two clear areas for Anisa. For the Bulls, that said, if Tyson were available at this pick, I think they'll scribble down his name at lightning speed. If not for some past injuries, his stock will be higher. His ball tracking and body control metrics rate very highly despite the injury history. And even though his speed is not in the top echelon, his contested catchability and short area quickness help make up for it. Remember, the Chargers will presumably get both of their starting tackles back healthy by the start of next season. Let's see what his size is. He's 6'2", 200. I mean, pretty decent size. He's okay. 6'2", 200. That's where it helped unlock Tyson's production and elevating his draft stock. He's added size and improved his route running over the last 2 years, showing he can align at all three receiver spots. He occasionally rushes the route, but has the short area quickness and contested catch toughness to find chain moving, grabs in high leverage moments. He's not a blazer, but has enough speed to work down the field. Also, he has the ball skills and body control to win above the rim with timing on 30. So he's more like a 50-50 type of receiver. Scout says he puts in the time to absorb knowledge and on his craft. A history of injuries might explain inconsistent competitiveness as a run blocker in 2025. The wiring, I don't see Jim Harbaugh drafting this guy. He seems very versatile. He seems tough, but I just don't see Jim Harbaugh drafting this guy. I don't think Jim Harbaugh's going to want to draft him. So I'm not going to listen to this mock draft. I mean, and again, I haven't watched college football, so I don't think Jim Harbaugh will be interested in getting him. Yeah, so now they got him going to the Carolina Panthers at number 19 in this mock draft. And then they got this guy, Lee Hunter, from Texas Tech, defensive tackle, going to the Chargers. To a target, Lee Hunter will provide some insurance. He's one of my early draft crushes. He has outstanding size, quickness, and then Lee Hunter, okay. Let's see how he looks. Joe Ortiz already keep telling us what his draft strategy is. It's best player available. That's Joe Ortiz, what Joe Ortiz is going to do. So I think, now they got this one. They got Oleg Vega Ion going out of Penn State, going to the Chargers at number 22. We talked about that. So I like that. I think that the Chargers should definitely jump on David Njoku. Well, they got Kenyon Sadiq going really high on this one, not a number 11 to the Dolphins. So he must be a real deal because I see him going early in a lot of these mock drafts. This mock draft got Kashis Howell, edge out of Texas A&M, going to the Chargers. So I am looking to see if LA could eventually land a big time edge or pass rusher. The Chargers don't mind pass rushers with a typical measurements, and Howell matches the temperament they're looking for with a violent, urgent play style. This feels like a great match to protect against Khalil Mack's potential departure or retirement. Cassius Howell, he's out of Texas A&M. 6'2", 248. It's pretty big. Prospect grade, 6.38. Will eventually be plus starter. Weaknesses: not enough sand in his pants to hold his ground at the point. Requires better technique for competent edge setting. Drops eyes and ducks his helmet into first contact. Displays occasional indecisiveness in attacking run blocks. Pass rush lacks speed variance and diversified setup. Hands need more schooling to unlock NFL rush potential. Okay. Bendy edge rusher with standout sack totals, burst, and elusiveness are on Howell's rush menu in the pair, and he pairs it with the refreshing inside spin counter. Though threatening, his rush could use more cohesive sequencing and better handwork to fully unlock his potential. As a run defender, he's frequently knocked around at the point and struggles to consistently execute tasks as for an NFL edge setter. Howell might not be a 3-down player right away, but his ability to create pressure sets him up for a role as a designated rusher at minimum. It's NFL comparison, Will McDonald, the fourth. So this is by Lance Zierlein. We'll see. According to the draft profile, he seems kind of underwhelming, but you never know with that stuff. You never know more than you watching the games and studying the tape. So let's see. Look at this last mock draft by Bucky Brooks. This one got Francis Muaga out of Miami, went to the Giants at number 5. Dang, this one has Jordan Tyson going at number 7. That's early. I mean, he might be good, I guess. Might be good. They said Tyson is a route running specialist who gives off Jackson Smith and Njigba vibes on the perimeter. So he's really great at route running. That's why people are really big on him. Yeah, they're really big on his route running. Silky smooth pass catcher. Would be a sensible selection for the Commanders. So maybe he could be a good route pick for the Chargers, I guess. But I guess so. He can run routes like that, and they said he gives off Jackson Smith and Njigba vibes. It's pretty. That's a pretty high praise. I mean, at first I was saying I don't see Jim Harbaugh drafting him, but if he's that good, you got Kenyon Sadiq. A lot of people got him going to the Dolphins. Alea Vega, Ion. I could see Buccaneers getting him. Makai Lemon, you got my boy going to the Jet. I hope not. Zachariah Branch. This is the first mock draft I see him going into the first round. Is he that good at Georgia? Because he was very underwhelming at USC. In 2025, just one Steelers player, DK Metcalf, topped 500 receiving yards with the offensive mind and Mike McCarthy taking over as head coach. Pittsburgh could add another weapon to the lineup to increase the unit's explosiveness. Branch is a catch and run specialist with quickness and wiggle, which would add a dynamic dimension. I think that's a terrible mock draft. Was he that good in Georgia? Because he was, like I said, he was underwhelming at USC. I didn't watch this year, so I don't know. But let's see what his weaknesses. Large share of his targets were thrown behind the line of scrimmage at Georgia. Developed a bad habit of jumping to make the catch when it's unnecessary. Rushes through his routes with little attention to detail. Will need to eliminate his heavily rounded route turns. Short arms will require an accurate. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's bad. Will eventually be a plus starter. That's what they graded him as. 6.3, 6.30, 339. So, plus starter. That's, I don't know, man. And with his size, he has good speed, but you need to get the ball in his hands for him to really, if he could put in the work. I mean, I thought he was nice when he first went to USC, and then he just started kind of like just falling off and just, I don't know, man. Sometimes you never know. So over slot receiver who could turn routine touches into explosive games. Yeah, when he got the ball in his hands, if he can get open space, he's really good in open space. He's really, really good in open space. Georgia prioritized quick touches at or beyond the line of scrimmage to take advantage of Branch's ability to slip. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, Georgia used him right. I say if he can get with a great offensive minded coach he will be great. But if not, I don't see it. He is not the type of wide receiver that's going to be able to go to somewhere like the Jets or the Dolphins or even the Jaguars and just blossom. It's not going to happen. He's going to have to go somewhere like the Chargers. Yeah, like the Chargers with a quarterback like Justin Herbert, it might be Daniel or the I was going to say the Vikings, but not the Vikings. You know, something like that for him to really showcase his talent. I can see the Chiefs using him well. I think he's better than Xavier Worthy, so I can see him being well with the Chiefs, something like that. But I never thought that he would be a top one rounded, a round one talent though. No. So it says I expect to see more choice routes and deep crossers rolled into his workload as a pro. His routes are rushed and rounded though, so he's not a good route runner. He would jump unnecessarily. So he's too. He would jump unnecessarily to make catches, which subjects him to add punishment from defenders. Branch is strong for his size and very tough. It could be pigeonholed into a manufactured touch role, but he's capable of more. He should help move the sticks and return punts before eventually settling in as a starting slot. His strengths are top-end speed to pull away and take it to the house. Praise for his work ethic and passion for the game at Georgia. Above average play strength to battle against hands-on coverage. So he's strong, able to stick and cut at a full speed without losing his pace. Can punish zone coverage when working between short and deep. He almost sounds like a Lat McConkey, to be honest with you. Pals on yards after catch when but Lat McConkey was a great route runner. So no, he doesn't sound like that. Pals on yards after catch when given too much breathing room. That's good. So he is a strong wide receiver. He's strong. He's strong for his size. He's strong and he's tough. Showed an ability to thrive through heavy catch contact. So so that shows that he's tough and he's strong. Access to instant speed when he wants it. Offers a dangerous punt return option when teams need a play. He could be a weapon. He could be a weapon. Like I said, I think he can blossom if he's with a great offensive coordinator. He's with a really great offensive-minded coach. So talking about the Chiefs, if the Vikings can get a quarterback, the Vikings, something like that, maybe even the Bills. The Bills could probably use him because, you got Josh Allen and you got Joe Brady now calling the shots, something like that. I can see that. So we'll see. He's going to be interesting to watch. He's going to be very interesting to watch. I think his potential depends on where he's going to go, what team he's going to go to. Let's see. So on to finish. And then you got for the Chargers on this one, Akeem Mezzador, Miami edge out of Miami. The energetic pass rusher will make the perfect replacement for Khalil Mack, who was starring at both free agency and potential retirement. As a power rusher with outstanding instincts, Mezzador would complement Pro Bowler Tuli Pelotu on the edges. So he's that good. He's got of Miami has some players. Let's see. 6.41. That's his. Will become good starter within 2 years. So he has a pretty good prospect grade. 6.41 is looking at boom or bust potential. No. Will eventually be plus starter. So it's not too bad. Not too bad. Senior 6'3", 265. Mezzador is an instinctive high effort edge rusher with a fluid rush style and a deep toolbox. He bursts uphill. They can shrink the corner while punishing oversetting tackles with inside counters. He strings moves together with effortless mid-rush adjustments, utilizing harmonious hands and feet to carve efficient tracks into the pocket. He's a problem for guards when reduced inside too. His urgency shows up in run defense, where he uses play strength and short area quickness to disrupt blocking schemes and stay around the football. He won't be as long as most edge setters, and his anchor at the point is just average. The talent and motor are obvious, but his age and injury history could push some teams to discount is great below what the tape shows. What's his weaknesses? Lacks desired height, length as an NFL edge. So he better be strong. Speed to power conversion at league standards. Base narrows through engagement, leading to imbalance. Desire to chase play direction sets him up for counters. Foot injury limited him to 3 games. 23 will be a 25-year-old rookie. So he can play the run as a pass rusher. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, let's finish up this David Njoku article. So I think the Chargers should get David Njoku because we don't even think of Sadiq will even be available at pick number 22. And that's even if we would even get Sadiq. I think David Njoku, we know what we get out of him. This dude is tough. He's a great tight end. I can only imagine what he can do with a quarterback like Justin Herbert. The Chargers needs to go ahead. This is obvious. The Chargers needs to go ahead and get him. Njoku has played 118 games, 88 starts for the Browns. He's recorded 384 receptions, over 4,000 yards and 34 touchdowns. At his best when healthy, Njoku is a freakish athlete who has produced some stellar numbers, such as in his long Pro Bowl campaign of 2023. Despite the Browns starting 5 quarterbacks that season, Njoku had career highs of 81 catches, 882 yards, and 6 touchdowns. He inked a 4-year, $56.75 million extension with the Browns in the spring of 2022 and followed it up with his aforementioned sensational season after 2023, though Njoku's production declined in each season that he missed a combined 11 games into injury. The past season, he had 33 catches for 293 yards and 4 touchdowns with rookie Harold Fan Jr. emerging as the Browns' top target with team highs of 72 receptions, 731 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts is expected to be the top tight end in free agency if he doesn't resign with the Atlanta Falcons. Should Pitts test the market, knowing new Falcons head coach and old Browns head coach Darren Stefanski will have enough. Njoku had his career in 2023. Yeah, with Stefanski. So, to be honest with you, even though Njoku has looked way better than Kyle Pitts, if Kyle Pitts becomes agent, which I highly doubt he will, I would prefer the Chargers to take a swing on Kyle Pitts than over David Njoku because I feel like Kyle Pitts' ceiling is much higher than Njoku's. But it's just Kyle Pitts has just suffered under a lack of productivity from his offensive side of the ball with him being with the Falcons. So I would prefer Kyle Pitts over Njoku, but you can't go wrong with either one of them. Going to be interesting to see what happens. Njoku, he said he's gone. It's gone. So Kyle Pitts, he hasn't came out and said he didn't want to come back. It's just going to depend on if the Falcons is going to be able to resign him or not, if the team's going to be able to steal him from the Falcons. The Chargers got a lot of things to look into. I do think they should get a tight end, definitely before the draft. And there's some key tight ends out there. And there's some key wide receivers out there, and they need to jump on both before the draft. That way, so they definitely can be able to pick the best player available. And if they're going to double up on tight end, double up wide receiver, or the best player available is an offensive tackle, and you won't have to be so threatened of getting a receiver. Joe Archie's know what he's doing, and so just if you got them, and he needs to go all out. Because this is it, man. We don't know if this might be Mike McDaniels last year. We need to go out, man. We need to go all out. We got the coaches. We got to be able to get those guys for these coaches because the Super Bowl windows are so small. We got to get rings. These guys are not getting younger. Justin Herbert is not getting younger. The window is closing every year. Everybody talks about, is the window closing? The window closing. Yeah, it is closing. It's closing for everybody. It's closing for everybody. The longer you're in the league, less of your time is the more your time is coming up. Time is not waiting. Just like in real life, the window is closing for all of us to for us to start living a lifestyle that we want to live, for us to start being successful in creating and building, and for us to chase the highest version of ourselves. The window is closing for us to keep chasing the highest version of ourselves every single day. So yeah, the window is closing. So I understand Joe Ortiz wants to make sure that he got the money right, the budget right, everything right for the Chargers. He wants to spend wisely. He wants, he's being very economical as being a GM. I appreciate that, and I understand that someone who has studied economics was really dive deep into that field, and who's pretty much majored in economics. But you got to look at it on the business side. You got to look at it at in time cost beneficial analysis, given the fact that, again, you got to play everything. The fact you got to look at the situation. Mike McDaniel may not be here next year, so we need to go all out for those offensive weapons is there in free agency, and we got a chance to get those free agents. We need to go ahead and get that. We need to go ahead and do it. Jump on it right now. So if Kyle Pitts is available, if David Njoku is available, if AJ Brown is available, so I even talked to you all about Tyreek Hill. If Tyreek Hill, he's healthy, he's available, we got to go out. We got to get him. We need to get him because, again, that window is closing, and we cannot allow that opportunity to pass us by. We have to be smart with this. Joe Ortiz has to be smart with this, and he cannot allow Mike McDaniel to leave without us really capitalizing on getting the most that we can get out of Mike McDaniel. If we can make a run to the Super Bowl and get a Super Bowl, like how the Eagles do it. I mean, you see what the Eagles do. They don't be cheap. They don't sit there and just sit on their hands. The Eagles every year, the Eagles make decisions like every year. It's going to their window is their window is closing now. That's why the Eagles are always successful every single year. The Chiefs does do it too. So I want to see the Chargers go ahead and make some moves in free agency and bring some guys in. If we got to break the bank for somebody like AJ Brown, I say go ahead and do it. We see what AJ Brown can do. We see how great of a wide receiver AJ Brown is. When AJ Brown is hot, he's top 5 wide receiver without a doubt. And I can only imagine what AJ Brown can do with a Mike McDaniel's offense with a quarterback like Justin Herbert. You're probably going to, if the Chargers ends up taking a swing for AJ Brown being the number 1 wide receiver in the league. I definitely think he has that potential. So we got to get that taken care of, because if you can imagine somebody like AJ Brown with Matt McConkey and Keenan Allen said he wants to be back, Quentin Johnston, Trey Harris, KLS, bro. And then if we can get David Njoku and AJ Brown, bro. Justin Herbert, Mike McDaniel, we're going to have the most dangerous offense in the entire NFL. You're talking about Marion Hampton and Kamani Vidal, 1-2, and then if we bring back Najee Harris, and then talking about Rashawn Slater and then Joe Alt, that's going to be a dangerous offense, and Justin Herbert going to be probably put up like 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, something like that, like for real. So we could win the Super Bowl next year, and the Super Bowl is going to be played in LA. Come on, man. With that offense, that heat, we need to bring those guys in, because it's going to be entertaining to see the Chargers playing, for one. If we can bring Tyreek Hill, like these guys are so entertaining and then like how they are, I don't care about the toxicity. If we can bring in Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Njoku, all those, man, get them. The Super Bowl is being played in LA next year. Go all out. Spend the money, bro. Spend the money. The salary cap increased anyway. So spend the money. Joe Ortiz, do what's right. Let the Chargers play at home next year. Host the Super Bowl at home. The Chargers has not been to the Super Bowl since '96, and they never won. How did the Chargers win their first Super Bowl in LA? Go all out, bro. Get it done. Max Crosby said he doesn't want to come back to the Raiders. Get it done. Get it done. Get those guys in there. If we can afford them, if we can take care of them, get it done. Get somebody. Make at least one big name. Max Crosby or A.J. Brown. Get them. Crosby already said he doesn't want to come back. Now, we don't know if A.J. Brown is going back to the Eagles or not, but it's a very strong possibility he's not. Very strong possibility. Bro, make these signings. Get to pick up the phone call. Do what you got to do to bring them in. Because, again, for one, like I said, the Super Bowl is being held in L.A. next year. By all means, we need to be hosting it. And then two, like I said, Mike McDaniels might be gone. Come on, man. Let's break out the checkbook. Start making these signs. The Eagles do it all the time. So I know it can be done. It's really pretty much how you manage your money and how you economically spend it and reconstruction contracts and stuff like that. It's a lot that goes to play with it. So go ahead and get that done, Joe Ortiz. We'll dive deeper into that too. Yeah, for all of you who don't know, the Super Bowl will be in LA next year. It'll be here. So that's going to be exciting. And it's a strong possibility it can be an all LA Super Bowl. The Chargers versus the Rams. The Rams is looking good. The Rams ain't going nowhere. So that could be one hell of a Super Bowl, one entertaining Super Bowl. The Chargers versus the Rams at SoFi Stadium. Wow. So I thank you all so much for watching. And we're going to carry on with that storyline. I guess I just gave you my Super Bowl for next year. Chargers, Rams. Why not? Might as well just say it right there. Chargers, Rams. You heard it from me first. So Chargers wins the Super Bowl next year. So against the Rams. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to say that with conviction. I know every year I'm talking about the Chargers, but this year it has to be done. And why not just pick the Rams and NFC going? I mean, I would look at the Bears, but right now I'm just going to say the Rams because just for the entertaining purposes. So, yeah, that's all we got. If you want more, you know where to find me. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll be back tomorrow all day. Deuces.